Okay, let's make our Santa hat ornament. Grab your template, set it out like this, and you're gonna grab your pipe cleaners. We'll take off these little rubber bands and we'll get started. So as you take off your rubber bands, try not to yank on them too much because you can end up snapping yourself and distorting your pipe cleaner, which it'll go back. It's not a big deal, but it's just something to start you off on the right foot. All right, now we've got all of these, so let's look and see what we have. We have 4 white ones here, and then we have 3 full red ones, and then we have halves. So these little halves are what we're gonna start with, these red ones, and there might be some little fuzz there you gotta kind of take off. But we're gonna start with this half, and what we're gonna do is we're going to make it into a circle. So crisscross just a little bit to overlap, and then we're going to twist those ends around each other like you're twisting together a twist tie. And now we have a circle. That's not a circle. So we need to make it a triangle. So put that connection part at the bottom, and then you're just gonna kind of shape it into a triangle. You can follow this template here to kind of give you the right shape. You can only make it so big since it is half a pipe cleaner, but this will help you make it into a good shape. And so you can kind of line it up and see where those ends should bend, and that'll help you get the center of the triangle a little bit better. And then once you like it, we'll move on. I'm gonna kind of keep messing with mine, not loving my little triangle just yet. All right, that's pretty good. Now, grab that other half of a red, and we are gonna start at the very bottom, and we are going to bend a hook like this. And then we're gonna hook on to the center of the bottom really lightly, so you're just bending it around and pushing it down to secure it in. You're not trying to do something super tight here, you're just getting it on, okay? So it's all connected. You're gonna keep this in the center and go up to the point. And I'm gonna block it with my finger here, and I'm gonna bend down at that point. And then you're gonna go through your hat like this and pull up. Don't yank on it, just simply bend it over the top. Keep it in the center like this. Okay, now we have a brace. That's gonna help us as we fill it in. So now we're going to move this guy to the side at the tip, and we're simply going to bend it over and turn it. So we get, my finger again is gonna stay at the edge, bend it to my finger, I'm gonna turn it and pinch that in place. And I'm gonna continue to do that all the way down. Okay, bend, and we're going to pinch. So we're going to bend there. I'm going to turn it, and I'm gonna pinch. And then I'm gonna bend. My finger hits it, so I'm not pulling on this edge. So if I pull on this edge, I'm gonna change the shape of my triangle. I don't wanna do that, so I block it with my finger. I turn, and I pinch. Now I've run out. So I need to grab one of these full red ones here and twist together like this to make one full long pipe cleaner again. And then we're gonna go around the edge. And if that thick connection's going around the edge, you may have to kind of work it a little bit more to mold it around, but don't squeeze too tight. And then we're gonna bend, we're gonna turn and pinch. Bend, turn, pinch. Same thing, I'm always blocking it here. I'm turning and I'm pinching, and I'm keeping these lines nice and tight together and nice and straight. So that leaves it looking super clean and super cute for later. All right, when this one runs out, I'm going to be all done with my red, but I've ended and it's not gonna reach all the way there. So what I'm gonna do here is I am just going to bend around my center brace and end my red one. So very lightly, I'm just gonna kind of connect it so that it hides inside there. That way I can make sure that I've got nice even lines. So you're gonna see here, we're gonna have to kind of make up for this little gap. See that gap? no, quite right. This goes all the way across. So now we're gonna grab our white. And we're gonna do the same thing we did before. We're gonna bend a little hook on the end. And I am gonna start on this side here where we need to fill our gap. And I'm gonna twist around. So it is hooked on there. And I am going to come just like this across. And I'm gonna do the exact same thing. I'm gonna bend. And then I'm going to turn my piece and I'm gonna pinch it in place. And you should be able to even that out pretty easily and keep going down your piece. Because we're gonna fill in this bottom part to make it a little hat that has that white fuzz on the bottom like Santa's hat does. And then when you get to the bottom, we are going to connect another one because we have a little bit more to do. So connect another white one to the end like you did before, just twisting it together there. Straighten that out. And we're going to go across. And then we're going to go over. And now we need to connect our fill. So we're going to go in between the red and the white here, and we're going to go like this and poke the pipe cleaner through at the corner so that our fill stays secure, so that it doesn't unravel on us. And now what we're going to do is we're going to go all the way back across, wrapping around the bottom of the edge like in a circle. Okay, so we're going to keep going in between that red and white. And we're covering up the red on the bottom so that it's nice and fuzzy like the bottom of Santa's hat. And you don't have to get it super duper tight here because it leaves that little fuzzy look if it's kind of covered but loose, and it gives you a little bit more wiggle room to kind of cover up any red that you find when you're all finished. Now this is looking pretty good coming across here, so we're just gonna keep on going all the way across the bottom. And again, we're not yanking or pulling. I'm still just coming through and I am gently pulling it through, and then I'm bending. So I'm pushing that through, I'm pulling it to a certain point, and then I even kind of block it like this a little bit. And then I'm gonna push down and I'm just gonna bend it in place. Now when you get to this center one, you're gonna have to go across this brace, and then you're gonna wanna leave just even a little more looseness there because you're gonna have to kind of fold it sideways a little bit and cover because you're gonna cross over. And now you should be back to what you were doing before. And make sure that it just covers up the red really nicely so you don't have to really worry about making it super tight because you can just pinch and move it around. And we're just gonna continue all the way across. I'm gonna get that guy in probably about one more time and cover up my red. Might be able to do it again actually. Looks pretty good. And then if you want, you can walk back around the edge because I have a little piece of red here I want to cover, and then I can just push it through and twist it around. And there is our hat almost done. We're just missing that little ball on top. So we're gonna grab a full white one for this as well. And we're gonna get as close to the top as we can. We're gonna push through right up here at the top. At the point, and remember there's a lot going on up there at the top of the point, so it might take a second to get it all the way through, but we wanna try to get it as close to that point as we can so that we can make a ball that looks super cute and kind of hides what we're doing. So you have less to hide. The closer you get to the top, the easier it is to hide some of these pieces. If you have a pencil nearby, you can use a little pencil to poke through the top if you need to. All right, so you're gonna get as close to the top as you can and push through there. And then we're gonna pull this up just a bit and we're going to secure it in. So you have a little overlap here. And we're gonna keep it at the top in the point here. And we're gonna twist it so it's nice and secure. Now what we're gonna do is make a loop like this. And we're gonna twist it around itself a bit. Now this will be for your ornament hook later, so you can put it on your tree. And now we're gonna have a little bit to do here because we need to cover up our little line that we made pushing through our fill. So we're gonna bring the rest of our white down just a little bit like this and start wrapping around the tippy top of our hat. And we're gonna cover that up. And then we're going to come up here and make a ball. So you can just wrap, wrap, wrap until you have a ball shape that you like. And then we can just twist into this part you made for a loop. And then we can move it around, shape it, make it look like a little ball as much as you want until you're happy with it. And you have your loop on top for your ornament hook. And there is your little Santa hat. So cute, so awesome, great job. We hope you really enjoyed it. Hope you had a lot of fun. See, I made it even nicer, cleaner, nicer. Awesome. Well, we do hope you had fun. I'm sure you did great. Take some pictures, show it off if you can at Ascend Art Co on Instagram. Leave us a comment in this video, let us know how it went. Make sure that you hang it up on your tree, take pictures, share it with your friends. Merry Christmas and happy twisting.